So really simple, we're just gonna go over some very basic stuff. This is accessible to everybody. It's just like anything, we can scale it to make it an option for anybody in the gym. So real quick, the way we're gonna set it up, most of us, this is adjustable up and down, but you guys generally don't need to adjust this up and down. What we will adjust is the back and forward part, just depending on our height. So Kelsey's gonna go ahead and climb into our GHD, and she wants to adjust the sled so that her butt is hanging off the edge of the pads. We're not sitting on the pads, okay? So that's pretty good. She could probably even stand to go one shorter if she wanted to, but we'll go there. So this is pretty good. So a couple things. First of all, yes, we need to make this a little bit shorter. And we'll show why here in a second. So we want that to be a little bit shorter because one of the things we notice right off the bat is when I'm in setup position, might need to even be shorter than that actually. Kelsey's leg is totally locked out, and we don't want that because we want to have some room in her leg to flex, to extend, excuse me. So that's good. So we want to have our butt hanging off the edge of the pads. We want our knees to be unlocked, okay? So we don't want in this position our knees locked out. So for here, if you've never done this before, all we're going to do right off the bat is just come down to horizontal, just right that. Can you control your body in space and hold it just like that? Okay, good. So now what she'll do, maybe that, if you've never done this before, can't reach full range of motion quite yet, so she can just go down to there and do sit-ups, GHD sit-ups to right there, not even that far. She can go just to horizontal, go to parallel to the ground, just like that. Now as we get more proficient, as we develop the control and the strength and stuff we need to be able to do it, we can go to full range of motion, which is going to be to touching her hands to the ground at the very bottom, all the way back up. Good. So that's the ideal position we want to be able to get in ultimately. But again, between now and then, we can just go to halfway. This thing is not going to let you fall backwards, so don't be scared about that. A lot of people are scared if they've never done it before that they're going to come flying off the machine. You won't. Big thing I want you to, two things I want you to be aware of as we use the GHD, especially if you've never done it before. First of all, how we get ourselves up. The way I be sure that I'm using all the right muscles to do it the right way and make sure my back doesn't hurt the next day is when I go to come up from the bottom, I snap my knees, pop my knees, straighten my legs as hard as I can. This is why we want at setup to have some flexion in our knees, because if I'm already locked out, I have nowhere to go to get myself up from the bottom. So she's starting here. Now when she comes up, she's gonna pop her knees really hard. One more time. Doing it that way is how we make sure we're using all the right muscles and our back doesn't hurt the next day. The only other thing I want you to be aware of is, and I'm gonna give you guys some time to try this out a little bit, is the volume of GHD sit-ups we do. So we wanna be sure we don't overtax ourselves and get super, super sore. So if you've never done these before, let's introduce them in small doses. So just do a handful here and there per set as you go today.